Fuck bad cops. Fuck bad judges too. Fuck bad prosecutors. Fuck the feds. And to sum it all up, fuck the lying ass government. These bastards held my pre-trial conference on Monday. Never told me a fucking word about it. So shame on my attorney and shame on the feds, because they've known. I've said I wanted to be part of everything because everything's been so corrupt. They've destroyed evidence. They've had ex parte communication with all the federal judges before I was even charged. Fuck the police! Fuck the feds! Fuck the lying ass government! Shit is fucked up and stuff!
Shit is fucked up and stuff! I see you, Auto the Watchdog! This is a public sidewalk, I'm not leaving. Nah, alright, don't be a snitch.
Hey, the police are on the way. As I said the last time I did this, at the federal courthouse right over there, I sure hope they've had some education on wasting resources for somebody exercising their right to free speech and protest out in public.
Hey, you okay?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
All right.
All right.
Why are you hiding it?
No, I'm not.
All right.
Fuck the police all day, every day,
All right, well,
and the lying ass government.
keep going.
Nope, not going anywhere. Not going anywhere.
No best floor right here.
Well, I've got a message to send right here. This is where I want to send it. Yeah, they're not going to show up.
As you watch this ruling scroll by on your screen, I want you to understand something very clearly. This document is not justice. It's not neutrality. It's not the law applied faithfully to the facts. What you are reading is a rationalization. Page after page, you'll see language that sounds judicial, measured, restrained, authoritative. But language alone does not make a ruling legitimate. What matters is what is confronted and what is avoided. And what this ruling avoids is the truth. Let's start with the evidence that was never preserved. The most critical video evidence in this case, evidence that showed U.S. Marshals waving me forward, inviting me toward the courthouse door, and creating the very conduct they later criminalized, was not produced. Not because it didn't exist, not because it wasn't requested, but because the government claimed it was not preserved due to technical error. Read that again as it scrolls past. After multiple timely demands, after explicit notice of its importance, after the government knew beyond any doubt that this footage showed their own misconduct, and yet the court accepted that explanation. In any real courtroom, any courtroom governed by precedent, due process, and basic fairness. The loss of exculpatory evidence does not benefit the government. It destroys their case. But not here. Here, the court excused the marshals, excused the prosecution, and shifted the burden onto the defendant. That is not law. That is favoritism. As this ruling scrolls, notice what you will not find. You will not find a serious analysis of entrapment, even though the record shows federal officers initiating contact, signaling me forward, and escalating only after I criticized them. You will not find a meaningful discussion of selective enforcement, even though others recorded freely and moved unchallenged until my message became inconvenient. You will not find a finding of actual obstruction, because there was none. The door was locked, marked emergency exit only. No member of the public was blocked. No access was impeded. No operations were disrupted. What the court relies on instead is speculation. What could have happened? What might have been perceived? What security officials claim they felt? That is not a criminal standard. That is not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. That is fear elevated above facts. Now pay attention to the timing. The judge ordered, by his own words, that a ruling would issue by or before January 15th. That deadline mattered, not symbolically, legally. And yet this ruling came a day late. Judges do not miss deadlines when decisions are easy. They do not delay rulings when guilt is obvious. They do not struggle when the law is clear. This delay speaks louder than any paragraph in this order. It tells you this case was not simple. It tells you acquittal was on the table. It tells you the court knew reversal risk existed. And instead of following the law, the court chose preservation of authority, of relationships, of institutional comfort. As you scroll further, you'll see repeated assurances that this ruling was content neutral. But neutrality is not declared. It's demonstrated. When enforcement begins only after criticism of federal agents, when profanity becomes disorderly only when directed upward, when cameras are tolerated until they document misconduct, that is not neutrality. That is retaliation with better grammar. This ruling tries to separate speech from conduct, pretending the two are unrelated. But protest is conduct. Journalism is conduct. Recording government officials is conduct. The First Amendment does not protect speech in a vacuum. It protects it in the real world, where cameras are held, signs are raised, voices are heard, and officials are made uncomfortable. And that is the real offense here. Discomfort. As this ruling scrolls, understand what you are witnessing. You are not watching a court explain why I was guilty. You are watching a court explain why the government should not be embarrassed. Now let me say something that may surprise you. This conviction is the best possible outcome. An acquittal here would have buried the misconduct. It would have insulated the marshals. It would have prevented review. Instead, this ruling created something far more dangerous to abuse of power. A record. A record of missing evidence. A record of ignored precedent. A record of forum manipulation. A record of speech reframed as nuisance. A record of deadlines missed and standards lowered. And records traveled. This case now leaves this courtroom. It goes to judges who were not present. Judges who do not answer to the marshals. Judges who are not invested in justifying what happened here. So I want to say this directly. Thank you, Judge Thomas LeBlanc. Thank you for putting your reasoning on paper instead of doing the easy thing. Thank you for choosing conviction over concealment. Because now the question is no longer whether I was disorderly. The question is whether the government can destroy evidence, bait citizens, criminalize journalism, and rely on judicial indulgence to escape accountability. That question will be answered. Not here. Not by one magistrate judge, but by a panel of judges who will read this ruling the same way you are right now. Slowly, carefully, and with the benefit of distance. And when they do, this ruling will not stand. Because the Constitution does not bend for convenience. It does not yield to embarrassment. And it does not disappear because federal agents demand it. Scroll on. Let the record speak. There's an article posted on WTPnews.org. www.wtpnews.org, which stands for We the People. All right? Everything has been well documented in this case. There are things that certainly need to be made privy to the public. It is my intention to do exactly that. To make sure the public gets what the public deserves. Transparency, accountability, and protection of the rights that the government has an obligation not to infringe upon. This is going to appeal. This is going to the Supreme Court. Not backing down. 27th of this year, I put in a FOIA request to the U.S. Marshal's Office regarding what I knew was some type of multi-state, interstate cooperation, a conspiracy to target me as a journalist
and to silence my voice. And so I put in a FOIA request to the U.S. Marshals Service after a particular event happened in Lafayette, Louisiana. Those on here that have been following my channel for a while know the things that have happened with Galveston involving the interstate cooperation from Lafayette County, Mississippi, to have me framed for a crime that never actually occurred in order to throw me into prison. The prison sentence, of course, was vacated, declared unlawful January of this year, and I was released. It didn't stop the conspiracy there. It continued on. I moved, as soon as I got out, a week later, I moved out to Layton, Utah. And when I was out there, I found out through public record request that there was a targeted campaign that had gone on involving an Oxford, Mississippi police captain by the name of Hilton Sessoms that reached across state lines 1,700 miles away, somehow, some way, found my address within a day or two of me moving out to Layton, Utah, disseminated that address out to the local police department up there in Layton with defamatory information. My address, my private information was then doxed out to 139 police officers up in the Layton, Utah area. This has grown out of control. The extent of this conspiracy that has continued and continued and continued. I go down to Lafayette, Louisiana, and Jonathan, supervisor with the marshal's office, the second interaction that we had at the courthouse made it clear that he had obtained information. He had come across information, and given the track history of what had happened with Galveston, and given the track history of what had happened with Layton, Utah, I had absolutely no doubt in my mind. You don't just fall into this information without it being communicated. Okay? This is all part of the larger plan at place. So what I did is I did a FOIA request. I'm going to read this. It's a Freedom of Information Act request sent June 27th, 2025. The FOIA officer for the United States Marshals Service, the Office of the General Counsel in Washington, D.C. Your FOIA officer, pursuant to Freedom of Information Act, yada yada, I'm requesting access to and copies of the following documents and information. Number one, all communication. Emails, letters, faxes, memoranda, reports, notes, text messages, bulletins, bolos, or any other correspondence sent to or received from Lafayette County or Oxford, Mississippi, and or any law enforcement or government entity or official therein, including but not limited to the Lafayette County Sheriff's Department, Oxford Police Department, Lafayette County Circuit Clerk's Office, or any other government official or agency, referencing or relating to myself, Matthew Oliver Reardon, also known as Don Matthews, from January 1st, 2025 to the present. All internal bulletins, BOLO, be on the lookout notices, advisories, alerts, or any other information or communication distributed internally or externally to any law enforcement agencies or federal offices referencing or pertaining to me, Matthew Reardon or Don Matthews, following incidents occurring on June 23rd, 2025 and June 26th, 2025 at the U.S. District Court, Lafayette, Louisiana. Any and all communications or transmissions, internal or external, referencing any prior interactions with any law enforcement agencies or court entities in Lafayette County, Mississippi, Galveston, Texas, or Layton, Utah, specifically concerning or referencing alleged criminal history
prior litigation, civil rights activism, journalism activities, or any other investigative information gathered or transmitted. This was sent June 27th, 2025. Here it is, August 22nd, 2025. They're generally given 20 days to respond to a FOIA request. Of course, they're well past that. And I was actually going to be reaching out today and figuring out why the hell I haven't gotten my FOIA request. Because clearly something's going on here. Okay? Today I got a letter back from the General Counsel for the United States Marshal Service regarding the FOIA request. The U.S. Marshal Service is responding to your request received by the U.S. Marshal Service on June 27, 2025 for everything that is notated. Provide you with the greatest degree of access authorized by the Freedom of Information Act and the Privacy Act. We have considered your request in light of the provisions of both statutes. The records you seek are located in a Privacy Act system of records that, in accordance with regulations promulgated by the Department of Justice, is exempt from access provisions of the Privacy Act. Accordingly, to permit access to the records, your request was processed under the provisions of the FOIA. Long story short, what they did is they provided me 14 responsive records that are heavily redacted. Of course. This is our government for you. They don't like transparency at all. At all. Share this live stream. People need to see it. Okay? Put it up here. People need to see this. Here's the records. Friday, June 27th at 3:35 p.m. As you notice, the from is redacted out. The to is redacted out. The CC is redacted out. 3 different people, it is redacted out. Look at all these redactions, folks. Happy Friday. Please see the above alert notice and district court electronic device policy and share. Oh, let me say this. The attachments, okay? Subject is alert notice. The attachments, Matthew Reardon. District alert notice, okay? First Amendment audits are becoming a fast-growing trend at federal courthouses. Don't play their game. Just follow your training and local orders policy from the judiciary. There's a redaction right there. I do not have a copy of the electronic device policy for bankruptcy. I don't know why there's anything about bankruptcy, because there's never anything said about bankruptcy. I've never filed it. Not sure what that's about. This is from the Supervisory Deputy U.S. Marshal for the Northern District of Mississippi. All right, I'm over in Louisiana. Why is Mississippi continuously involving themselves in matters of mine and reaching across state lines? Then on June 30th at 10:45 a.m., we have once again a redaction here. 2, redacted person. Subject regarding First Amendment Auditor Matthew Reardon. Good deal. I may use your photos. All these redactions. I put this out Friday to my CSOs on Reardon. He is banished from Oxford until September 30th, 2027. But I expect he will show up in Greenville or Aberdeen sooner than later. In case you don't have this photo, here you go. Okay? They're passing it along to multiple individuals within the U.S. Marshal Service and the Department of Justice, as well as other local officials. All these redactions. For your information, be aware, once I get a BOLO, I will send it out. Then down here at the bottom, it says, guys, apparently this guy is hitting the federal courthouses in Mississippi and Louisiana. Next page. We will try and get a BOLO packet together. But until then, use this as a for your information to the guys. Greetings, Southern District, U.S. Marshals. I have attached reports detailing the encounter with Matthew Reardon. Feel free to pass along to your staff. Look at all these redactions. Look at all these names. Two blank, 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 CC blank, 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 blank. Like 8 CC'd right there. Greetings all. On yesterday, Matthew Reardon, a proclaimed First Amendment auditor, was in the lobby near the CSO screening station recording live streaming with a cell phone. I've attached a copy CSO report and a draft my report detailing the incident. Please pass this on to your staff to remind them to report any suspicious behavior, no matter how small, to any USMS personnel, CSO, or outside guard. Feel free to contact me directly if you have any questions or concerns. From the Supervisory Deputy U.S. Marshal for for Lafayette and Lake Charles. Now, I am appealing all of this. I want you to know I 100% intend to get these redactions because this is in the interest of this. This is in the public's interest that this conspiracy is going on. It has wrapped itself up in multiple states, and I'm 100% willing to press forward with litigation and sue over this because it has involved itself in so many states with this reaching across state lines, and it's conspiracy. It's conspiracy. June 27th at 1:54 p.m. Reardon conviction documents. For our earlier conversation, here's his conviction docs from stalking the mayor here in Oxford. It is a felony conviction and he is on unsupervised release. From what I'm told, without a felony charge and probably conviction, they likely wouldn't do anything with him on the state side. I watched the video posted yesterday. You mentioned a DUI arrest to him. Where was he arrested for DUI? In preparation for him showing up at any of our sub offices, I'm going through our local rules. They are conspiring to try to, once again, get me locked up right here. They're talking about that I need a felony conviction, a felony charge, and probably conviction in order for the state to do something to silence me. This is major. This is major. And if you don't think that this type of stuff can affect you, think again. Because they're showing that they can do this to me, they can do it to anybody. All right? The 2022 stalking charge involving the mayor, what they conveniently left out, and what I've claimed steadfastly from the beginning, walking through City Hall, requesting public records, recording my presence, that was never stalking. They fabricated the charge completely. They had lies told by a bullshit-ass FBI agent by the name of Joey Monty, who the video evidence even contradicts 100%. Didn't matter. They completely denied due process, and what I've said since day one is the state of Mississippi and Lafayette County manufactured a family crisis in my life. I had a son that was fighting for his life in the neonatal intensive care unit at Le Bonheur Hospital. My wife conveniently got fired from her job 2 weeks after my public defender went to work for the mayor's husband. Okay? Just dropped off the map. All of a sudden went to work for the mayor's husband, Ray Tannehill. Started August 15th. And less than 2 weeks later, my wife conveniently gets fired from her job at RedMed in Hernando. I got the page of notes from Mitchell Driscoll that was actually in another discovery file that has her name written on the page, where she works, her phone number, and the position of what she does up at RedMed. And he goes to work for Ray Tannehill, for the husband of the quote-unquote alleged victim? Are you kidding me? and then she gets fired from her job. Tell me that that's not conspiracy. I 100% allege, and I've alleged since the beginning, that this was completely fabricated. They completely manufactured that crisis in order to force my hand because I needed to get out of jail. I was held on a no bond hold on a completely bogus charge, and they twisted my wrist by using my family to get me to flee out. But you know what? The feds don't want to make any mention of that. The Department of Justice wanted to swat me away like a fly. They don't want to look at the facts on everything because they're guilty of sin. June 27th, 1:54 p.m. Per our earlier conversation, here's his conviction docs for stalking the mayor here in Oxford. Okay, yeah, I already read that. District alert notice. Okay? The purpose of this district alert notice is to inform all operational employees and court security officers of Matthew Reardon. Should he appear in person, please monitor this subject closely and notify blank or blank. Redacted. All right? They 100% have to release these details. These redactions have to come off. I'm going to file a lawsuit to get them removed if they don't remove them on appeal. Background: Reardon has recently been frequenting local, state, and federal courthouses to conduct what he describes as First Amendment audits. In the past, he has been more cooperative than his current videos show. Refer to your training and local rules from the judiciary on how to handle this type of encounter. It's got my information listed right there. This is a BOLA, okay? This has my pictures. Hey, they've circulated my pictures around. Unclassified court facility incident report. It basically talks about what happened right there. I'm going to publicly release this stuff. Fuck what they say about keeping this information private. The public has a right to know. There was never any crime committed. All these redactions. On Monday at approximately 1600 hours, Supervisory Deputy U.S. Marshal Blank received a call from Deputy United States Marshal Blank about an unknown individual recording video in the courthouse lobby outside the court security screening station. The individual refused to leave, stating it was his First Amendment right to film video in a public area. SDUSM instructed DUSM to call Lafayette PD for assistance. 425, SDUSM encountered an individual who introduced himself to be Don. Don stated he has no official business in the courthouse and he has a First Amendment right to record inside the building. After various conversations and several insults towards deputies and PD officers, Don refused to exit the building and suggested that SDUSM arrest him. SDUSM informed Don that he would not be arrested because he had not done anything that warranted an arrest. There we go. No crime committed. Moreover, SDUSM asked Don, since he was in the building and had captured video footage, it would be best if he exited the building if he didn't have any official business to conduct. Yet Don still refused. Later, after discussing the issue with a USA criminal, I would imagine a criminal U.S. attorney and a assistant U.S. attorney, SDUSM decided to close the building since all courts had adjourned for the day to get the individual to leave the premises. At approximately 4:48, Blank instructed the CSOs to close the building to the public. Don was instructed to exit the building due to the closure. While exiting, Don became belligerent, yelling obscenities towards LPD officers and SDUSM. Next page. You've got me right there on security cam. You've got my picture right there that they circulated again. Okay. This is actually interesting. On Thursday, this is the second follow-up visit. On Thursday, June 26th, Matthew Reardon and Blank entered the U.S. courthouse. Now, why did they redact out his name? They never actually got the individual that went there with me. Why is his name redacted? Why did they redact Brandon's name right there? This is very, very, very fishy. Entered the U.S. courthouse with their cell phones recording video of the lobby. When SDUSM blank contacted Reardon, he stated he needed to file a complaint. SDUSM asked about what? Reardon said it was about SDUSM blank, to which SDUSM blank advised Reardon to contact the U.S. Marshal Service headquarters in Washington, D.C. Blank asked Reardon if he had official business. He said he had no business. That's a lie. I said I was there to file a complaint. Okay? This is right to stand inside of a public building and record video. Reardon further stated SDUSM blank was unaware of the rules posted in the lobby. So SDUSM blank lightly placed his hand on Reardon's upper back, stepping in the direction of where the sign is posted so that we both could read the rules. Reardon suddenly jerked back, taking an offensive posture, and shouted, "Don't put your hands on me, motherfucker. That's assault, and I will have to defend myself." I did. Reardon and blank continued to create loud and unusual noises by yelling obscenities and insults, demanding to see a judge. Moreover, they continued to disrupt the lobby and refused to leave and stop recording, which impeded the performance of official duties by government employees. In that, court security officers had to focus their attention on Reardon and blank, which hindered effective security screening of people entering the building to conduct official court business. Nobody ever came into the building to conduct court business. This is all lies. This is lies told by the officials, okay? Furthermore, during the disruption, two unknown individuals entered the building, to which Reardon and blank demanded their names and badge numbers, telling them they were on camera. It was recently discovered these two individuals were special agents with the Drug and Enforcement Agency entering the building to conduct official court business. SDUSM blank continued to communicate to Reardon and blank that they can't come into the courthouse, be disrupted, and record because local rules and standing court order prohibited possession and use of electronic devices in the courthouse. Finally, because of Reardon's erratic behavior and inability to reason, SDUSM asked Reardon had he been drinking, and Reardon responded, "I haven't had a drink in 5 years, motherfucker," and that he had been with blank all day. SDUSM also asked about him stalking a public official in Oxford, hoping he would take note of the legal consequences and leave the courthouse. Reardon and blank continued to be loud and disruptive, saying they got what they needed, saying "it's my ass." They both exited the building, yelling and cursing. I'm going to quickly go through these other ones right here. 12 blank, blank, and blank. Hey, we need to be reminded what had happened on that follow-up visit. So we're going to do that right here, okay? And see what a lying sack of shit Jonathan really is.
Huh?
Matthew Reardon?
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right.
You didn't get what you needed the other day?
No, I need to submit a complaint
About what?
about you, about the officer response.
Okay. And
So-
complaint for me, what I do to you?
Well, I thought that honestly you didn't know your rules and regulations governing conduct on federal property.
What are you here to do today?
I was here to figure out how to submit a complaint.
Okay. We don't do any complaints here. You contact the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C.?
I can.
Okay.
I certainly can.
We're going to start there. How about that?
Yeah. So by now you know my name. You know that this was not some just random occurrence that I popped into here. It was not some it wasn't like I didn't
Are you
know what I
recording
was
right
doing. I'm always recording.
Okay, so why are you here to record? What are you here to record?
Well, I'm a journalist once again, so I don't need to explain that
So
to you.
did you get any permission from the building tenants?
Don't need
Yeah,
permission.
I think so.
And no, this is a federal courthouse.
It is a federal courthouse, but before you can come in here and record, you need permission.
That's incorrect.
from the tenants. So,
No, actually, according to that sign. Hey, get your hands off of me. That's assault. That's assault. Don't put your fucking hands on me again.
Don't curse it.
Because if you put your hands on me again, I'm swinging back. swing. I'm swinging back the next time you put your hands on me.
Well, if you want to swing, you can do that. But you don't want to do that.
Well, you put your hands on me, I have the right to put my hands back on you.
I'm just. You want to walk over here and let me show you?
No, we're not, because I know it's going to happen again.
You don't want
Y'all going to come and block the door again.
We have the rules right here.
The rules, I showed you the rules.
Well,
I showed you the rules.
Richards is the thing I have.
I showed you the rules. I showed you the rules.
So, what business do you have here today?
Huh?
What business do you have here today?
What
business you got?
We're going to film.
Film what?
You right now.
You didn't give the date on Tuesday?
You're just going to make yourself look worse and worse. I have every right to be here. I have a legal right to be here. It's on the rules and regulations governing conduct inside.
Matthew, you do have a right to be here.
Yeah, John.
You just don't have a right to be here and record without permission.
I'm sorry. The First Amendment gives me that right.
It does not in this building.
No, this is a federal courthouse, particularly in this building.
According to our local court rules by our district judge.
Okay, where's the order? Where's the signed order? In order for there to be rules, there has to be a signed order. There has to be a signed order. Go get the order. Go get the signed order.
Y'all Freemasons, I think y'all Freemasons, bro. All of them come to get some sin on Prosper. If you touch me, bro, my God will deal with you. And my God already dealt with three fingerprints over there on Wall Street. He is. I don't know what happened. I hope to meet them one day and be able to tell them.
Well, how long you guys want to hang out with us today?
As long as it takes until you get it, until you get the point.
What's the point? Explain it to me. You still haven't explained me the point. The point in coming in here every day and video this building.
No, he has not been here today. Has not been here.
I'm talking to him about
Yeah, that's
my
point.
That's
my point. So,
why are you here?
it's
Explain. If you don't have business
I've never
here,
been in this place before. I've always been on the outside and never inside. And this is a beautiful building.
it is nice.
So, like, look, John, if I was in your shoes, this is what I would have done. I'd have been like, okay,
Educate.
what you doing?
Educate.
Okay, and then I would see that you clearly got a camera. It's a beautiful place. I would want you to videotape.
I came over here to find out how to file a complaint on you. You showed why.
This is an amazing situation.
Well, right now, you guys, we got a screening station here.
I want to see.
This is a secure building.
No, it's not. Not before the stream. Go get a judge. Go get a judge. No, you're not. Okay, we're going to see what the judge says about that, because I do have a complaint already filed up, drafted up.
So here's a look.
I'd like to see a judge.
If this is a secure facility,
I'd like to see a judge.
Listen, you're not going to sit in here and yell and be disruptive. Either you're going to follow our rules or you're going to go to jail. Which is it going to be?
What's your rules?
You're not going to come in here and be disruptive.
Okay, I'm not being disruptive.
Well,
I want to
you're
speak
not
to a
gonna
judge.
yell. You're
I'm not yelling at you. I'm not. I wanted.
Calm down.
I wanted to
Have
speak
a
to a
conversation
judge.
with us. Calm down. Have
Okay.
a conversation with us. Otherwise, you can go to jail.
So that's the second time you threatened arrest.
That's not a threat. That's just me telling you what.
No, I'm not doing anything. I simply said that you're gonna show me either a signed order or a judge, or I have every right to call out for a judge.
Well, there isn't a judge here. Here's the local rules right here, where it says. You want to read it? Can you, Mr. Reardon? You were in Mississippi just the other day, right? Is that correct, Matthew?
I travel
Or
all around the
you call
country.
you Don?
I travel all around the
You call
country.
you Don? Right here, where it says local rules. You read that?
they got the rules right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go. You want to read that right there? So these are our local rules here at this courthouse here in the Western District of Louisiana.
Guess what? They don't trump the federal the rules and
That's
regulations.
what's going on there right here.
I'm challenging. I'm challenging.
Okay.
I challenge you.
Come in. What do you want to do? You want to come in?
No, I'm in where I'm allowed to be right now.
Come into the building.
I'm in where I'm allowed to be right now.
You don't want to go anywhere else?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No, I'm where I'm allowed to be right now.
You just sit tight. You ready? There's no gas.
I'm just videotaping, but
Yeah.
and I know it's
Well,
not
I want to be able to do a pat down on you guys.
No, I don't consent to search and seizures.
If you're in the building, you can do it.
You're not gonna.
But
You right now, you two guys are
You can't do that. That's a Fourth Amendment violation. That's a Fourth Amendment violation.
you're in a federal building. You know? So, I mean, you're in a federal building.
Hey, get back.
So why not?
Get back.
You know? Just step on out here.
No.
You don't want to be able to submit to a search?
No.
Huh? Matthew?
You're not going to touch me. I told you what's going to happen if you touch me.
I'm not touching you, Matthew. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
I have every right to defend
just having a
myself legally.
conversation.
If you put your hands on me, I have every right to defend myself legally.
Just having a conversation.
you're a little too close.
Just having a conversation.
I know he's way too close. He's way too close.
Just having a conversation, man. You guys are.
Just like
Yeah.
we got, but
Okay.
I know.
you got a decent little.
So, do you guys have any bits?
Oh, this is gonna be great content. This is great content right here. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you consent or not. Your consent means nothing to me. It means
Just
absolutely
like the
nothing to
rule
me.
of law means nothing to you, right? You don't care about
The rule of law. If the rule of law cared anything about you, the First Amendment doesn't matter to you. The Constitution doesn't matter to you because you won't even read the rules and regulations. No.
So when I asked you, when you want me to read,
What's your
you
name?
don't want to read.
You attack dog.
He's not answering questions. He's not answering.
What's your name?
He's not answering questions.
Oh yeah, but y'all can get in my face,
He's not
right?
answering
But
questions.
y'all can get in my face, right?
I'm the one answering.
Y'all can get in my face, though, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, who do we got here? Name and badge numbers, please. Y'all are on the internet. Name and badge numbers. FBI? FBI?
You're not going to be talking to these folks like that.
I said name and badge numbers. I can talk to them. I can ask name and badge numbers.
You're not going to be disruptive. Come here and be disruptive. So either you can walk out or be arrested, which is it going to be?
Oh, so it's under threat of arrest. So if I don't walk out, I'm under arrest.
You're in
So-
there being disruptive.
No, I'm not. I asked for name and badge number. I asked for name and badge number. I asked for name and badge number. So that was under threat of arrest, correct? It was under threat of arrest,
You're
correct?
in a public building.
So it was under threat of arrest, correct? Under threat of arrest? No, I heard it. You already said it. You already said it. It was under threat of arrest. Just tell me it's under threat of arrest. Just tell me it's under threat of arrest. Just tell me it's under threat of arrest, and I'm leaving. Just say it. Just say it. It's under threat of arrest, and I'm turning around and leaving. Just say it. Just say it.
You're the one that got arrested for stalking the mayor in Oxford too.
No, that was all bullshit. Yeah, that was all set up. Yep.
Do you think what you're doing here?
Nope. I'm actually in a public building, and you cannot. I'm in a public. I'm in a public building.
I think you've been drinking today.
No, he has not. I'm a witness to it. I'm a witness to it.
You've been drinking today, have you not?
Oh, here we go.
Hold this
Here
man.
comes the gaslighting.
Hold this man.
I haven't drank in 5 years, motherfucker.
You have been drinking.
I have not.
Say,
Oh my
come
God.
on, say, come on, say.
I've been.
Come on,
I've
say.
been
He
in
has
his
not
house
been
all
drinking.
fucking day.
Say, come out in the name of
I've been in his house all day.
That's your button. You like
Say,
to drink.
come out
You
with.
like the sauce?
He has
Oh,
not
I can't
been
wait.
drinking.
It's your
He has
fucking
not been
ass.
drinking.
It is your
Hey,
fucking
John,
ass.
he lives with me. He has not been drinking.
Exactly.
The devil come out. Devil come out.
He hadn't touched anything. I hadn't touched
Dude.
alcohol in 5 years.
Well, you just got arrested last week for a DUI.
No.
And guess what? The toxicology report showed no alcohol in my blood. Dumb motherfucker. Let's go. Yeah, I got enough content. Hey, you're gonna be famous on the internet.
a.m. to 5 p.m.
Good morning, yes, Marshall Service. Can I help you?
Good morning. I think you just transferred me. It went to a weird machine. Who is the supervisory deputy marshal?
Yes, may I ask the reason for your call?
I said, who
Maybe I
is
can
it?
transfer you to someone else.
I said, who is it?
Does it matter, know the reason for your call? Maybe I can transfer you to someone else.
Well, I was trying to reach the supervisory deputy U.S. marshal. He had communicated something out. Who is the supervisory deputy U.S. marshal for up there in Oxford?
His name is William Donald.
William Donald.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of him.
One moment.
All right.
What's your name, sir?
Do what?
What is your name?
My name is Don.
Dunn.
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Well, I'd like to speak with. Is there an assistant available? I really, honestly, until I actually get speak to him, I don't want to. I don't want to. The U.S. Marshal Service is up to some shady shit. This is, I go by Don all the time. I'll just go ahead and tell you. This is Matthew Reardon. Pass the message along to him. I don't know who the hell he thinks he is, putting out bolos. Um, you know, uh, Actually communicating over state lines to Louisiana and sending over basically a bolo for journalistic activity. But I want to let him know that I'm doing some digging into him now, since he did some unfair digging into me. I'm an investigative journalist. I'm working on a story, and actually, whether or not he wants to speak to me is irrelevant. I want to give him the opportunity to at least be able to put his side out, or at least be able to give a response, something that the government's never done to me. But either way it goes, I'm going to run the story. And so if he wants to provide response to the records that I was able to obtain through FOIA from Washington, D.C., I will gladly allow him to respond and put that in the story.
And it's coming from the Northern District of Mississippi.
That's right. So let him know, We the People News. I'm going to be publishing to We the People News. That's what I've been publishing to. And if I think that's a pretty slime bag move that 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 he did. I mean, and I've got the emails, you know. So if he wants to, he's more than welcome to reach out to me and give comment. Otherwise, he can stay. He's more than welcome to stay silent. I don't have to. I don't have to put his response out there, but I'm willing to give him the opportunity to respond to what he's done and put that in the story.
Okay, and so since you give me all that, give me your last name, and I'll tell him to give you a call back.
It's Reardon, Reardon.
A-R.
Reardon.
Hold on, say it one more time, a little bit slow for me.
Reardon.
Alrighty. And your number is
that's
346-500. Alrighty, I will let him know.
Okay.
To give you a call back.
All right. So you're tuning in live for National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. This is We the People News. We're live outside the John M. Shaw United States Courthouse, where these tyrants with the U.S. Marshals Service think that it's okay to criminalize journalism and the First Amendment. Had bolos put out. I knew that there was funny business going on. Y'all want me to come in? Hey, they're trying to wave me in the courthouse. So he just waved me in. Should I accept the invitation? I think I should accept the invitation. Because I wasn't going to go in there. I was perfectly fine staying out here. But I just got an invitation into the courthouse. So let's go into the courthouse. I will never turn down an invitation such as that. But you locked the doors on me. But y'all locked the doors on me. Hello. After you. Well, look who it is.
Hey, man, look, I'll tell you one time. Can't be in here to report it to be arrested.
Okay, you called me in here. You son of a bitch, I was outside on the fucking sidewalk.
You want to leave now?
You told me to come in here, motherfucker. I'm going outside. You called me in here, motherfucker. You baited me in here, you piece of shit. Fucking pussy. You fucking pussy. Fuck your mom. He literally waved me in here. He told me to come inside. Was grinning and then told me he was going to throw me in handcuffs as soon as I walked in the doors. A public building. Now they just asked for it. I'm on the public sidewalk by the road, peacefully exercising my rights. And he's over there smiling. There's a big part of me that wants to go back in and take the arrest. There's a big part of me that wants to go back in and take the arrest. Because that's entrapment and violation of my First Amendment rights. But I do know this. This is not their fucking property. This is we the people's. This is where they take an issue and they pour gasoline on it and they make it 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Okay? When they openly invited me up there just for me to go through the door and for them to try to threaten me with arrest. Happy National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. Here's what we're going to do here. I'll put this right here. Sounds reporting right against the glass. You get the tyrants on the inside. Yeah, these are the real sovereign citizens inside. That's right. These are the real sovereign citizens, and this is how they get exposed. Okay? This is what happens when they go and criminalize free speech. When they criminalize journalism. That's what happens when they criminalize a camera of mass destruction. I'm trying to find a good place to put this down at. I wish I had another tripod. It's a collective effort of everybody to stand up for their rights. Where does it say stay off? So what gives you the authority to tell me a damn thing? You need to keep on stepping, and I mean it. Buddy, I ain't playing your games. That's why I say, Happy National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. Go 10-8. Keep on stepping. I'm going to make you look like an idiot today. You might want to go 10-8. 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 You put hands on me, I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right? You're going to get sprayed down. What they tell you inside? Huh? Well, I know you went in to go talk to them. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. Absolutely not. I haven't done a thing wrong. I'm not going a place. And you can't make me go a place. I'm not trespassing. I'm on public fucking property. Okay, let's see. I'll take the arrest. I'll take the arrest right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on with it. Come on with it. These people put out bolos no reason circulating my picture, criminalizing journalism, and when they try to silence our voice, we the people get louder. Operation Silence the Press. See, these people need to learn. Learn. And see, it starts right here with the 911 dispatchers. Because when somebody is actually well within their rights doing something, the 911 dispatchers don't even need to allow resources to get burned in the first place. I'm standing my ground. I'm holding my ground on this one. I'm not leaving. I'm not getting pushed off my spot. I'm holding my ground. I'm holding the line. Got to hold the line. When you're well within your rights, you cannot get pushed away. I mean, you give them an inch and they take a mile. Got to hold the line, folks. Got to hold the line. Huh? You need to suck my dick. I'm on public fucking property. Let's go. Let's go. No, you're not. I'm getting it. You ain't gonna touch my camera. You ain't touching my camera. You ain't touching my camera. I'm getting my camera.
You grab your camera and you move it right now. If you don't, I am seizing this camera.
Is that right?
That is absolutely right.
So what? So this door.
You've got 1 second.
This door is locked.
You've got 1 second.
This door is locked.
This is an entryway. You can put it on the other side of the barricade.
I'm right. I'm fine right here.
2,
I'm
1.
really. Oh! Ah! 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 Ah!
Congratulations.
Good.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say you can will be used against the report of law. You have the right to consult an attorney, have attorney present or questioning.
I want an attorney.
You cannot afford
I want an attorney. I want an attorney.
In 1971, the court drew a line in Cohen versus California. Paul Cohen's "fuck the draft jacket" wasn't polite, but it was speech. Justice Harlan's reminder, one man's vulgarity is another's lyric, wasn't just clever phrasing. It was constitutional bedrock. The First Amendment protects the raw and the uncomfortable, because power doesn't get to dictate tone. 17 years later, NWA pushed that line further. Fuck the Police was banned from radio, condemned by politicians, and earned the group a warning letter from the FBI. But it survived. Not because gatekeepers approved, but because courts had already established in cases like Cohen that profanity and anger are protected when they are political speech. The music didn't just survive. It became an anthem against police abuse, echoing what the court had acknowledged years before. Offensiveness is not a crime. Now in 2025, I found myself living that same fight in flesh and bone. My camera was my lyric, my audit, my anthem. Yet the U.S. Marshals tried to crush it with fists instead of bans. They treated journalism like contraband, seizing equipment as if recording itself were illegal. They dragged me into cells, beat me, mocked me, and tried to rewrite the law with violence. What they could not silence with statutes, they tried to silence with shackles. The irony is bitter. The FBI once threatened NWA for words. Today, federal agents brutalize citizens for cameras. Tools of transparency. Both reveal the same truth. When speech exposes authority, authority will try to call it dangerous. Through FOIA, I had already uncovered evidence of U.S. Marshals Service bulletins and BOLOs targeting me, documents redacted so heavily you could barely read them, but enough to show they were treating journalism and First Amendment auditing as crimes. Those documents foreshadowed what came next. And now, because of what has happened, those pages must be unredacted. The conspiracy is no longer theoretical. It is lived proof. On August 25th, 2025, outside the federal courthouse in Lafayette, Louisiana, Marshal Hayden Newsom ordered me to move my camera away from a locked courthouse door. He threatened to seize it if I didn't comply. I complied. I backed up with my tripod and 4K camera in hand. That's when he attacked. He slammed me to the ground. My brand new gimbal was destroyed. My tripod shattered into pieces against me and underneath me. My 4K camera was wrecked. He violently accosted me as if press equipment was contraband. They dragged me into a holding cell. That's where Newsom drove his knuckles into my chest while I struggled to breathe. My heart was pounding, 140 to 160 beats a minute. When I knocked his arm away to stop the pain, he threatened me again and again. Assault on a federal officer. They laughed while I gasped for air. They delayed calling 911 for nearly an hour. When the paramedics finally arrived, they mocked me, saying I was just trying to delay jail. At the hospital, the indifference continued. Dismissive, condescending, unwilling to acknowledge the injuries inflicted by federal hands. When I was discharged late at night, Marshal Newsom shackled me and handed me off to Deputy Olivet of St. Martin Parish Jail. I asked before he even pulled out of the lot, "What am I being booked on?" Deputy Olivet admitted there was no charge, just a hold for the U.S. Marshals. I told him directly, transporting me without charge is kidnapping under 18 U.S. Code 1202. He claimed he was following orders. I reminded him of Nuremberg, that just following orders is never a defense. He drove me anyway. At St. Martin Parish Jail, the abuse escalated. Deputy Olivet and a female booking officer nearly broke my wrist, hoisting me by handcuffs ratcheted down so tight I could feel my bones grinding. It was torture, plain and simple. They threw me into a tiny freezing cell with only a torn blanket. I had no food the entire day. I lay on concrete in pain from my chest, my wrist, my ribs, mocked by guards who treated my suffering as entertainment. And all the while, the marshals laughed about what they had done, laughing at destroyed equipment, laughing at a broken body, laughing at constitutional rights discarded like trash. This is not law enforcement. This is not justice. This is a conspiracy. One already foreshadowed in the FOIA records. One that is now spilled into the open through violent arrest, torture, medical neglect, and unlawful detention. In 1971, the Supreme Court said the government cannot criminalize vulgar speech. In 2025, the U.S. Marshals Service tried to erase that ruling with fists, with broken equipment, with shackles and cold cells. But here's the truth. They failed. I'm still here. I'm still speaking. And I will not stop. Because history will not absolve those who hide behind just following orders. It will remember those who stood. This is the warning. This is the record. And this is not the end.
As you watch this ruling scroll by on your screen, I want you to understand something very clearly. This document is not justice. It's not neutrality. It's not the law. applied faithfully to the facts. What you are reading is a rationalization. Page after page, you'll see language that sounds judicial, measured, restrained, authoritative. But language alone does not make a ruling legitimate. What matters is what is confronted and what is avoided. And what this ruling avoids is the truth. Let's start with the evidence that was never preserved. The most critical video evidence in this case, evidence that showed U.S. Marshals waving me forward, inviting me toward the courthouse door, and creating the very conduct they later criminalized, was not produced. Not because it didn't exist, not because it wasn't requested, but because the government claimed it was not preserved due to technical error. Read that again as it scrolls past. After multiple timely demands, after explicit notice of its importance, after the government knew beyond any doubt that this footage showed their own misconduct. And yet, the court accepted that explanation. In any real courtroom, any courtroom governed by precedent, due process, and basic fairness, the loss of exculpatory evidence does not benefit the government. It destroys their case. But not here. Here, the court excused the marshals, excused the prosecution, and shifted the burden onto the defendant. That is not law. That is favoritism. As this ruling scrolls, notice what you will not find. You will not find a serious analysis of entrapment, even though the record shows federal officers initiating contact, signaling me forward, and escalating only after I criticized them. You will not find a meaningful discussion of selective enforcement, even though others recorded freely and moved unchallenged until my message became inconvenient. You will not find a finding of actual obstruction, because there was none. The door was locked, marked emergency exit only. No member of the public was blocked. No access was impeded. No operations were disrupted. What the court relies on instead is speculation. What could have happened? What might have been perceived? What security officials claim they felt? That is not a criminal standard. That is not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. That is fear elevated above facts. Now pay attention to the timing. The judge ordered, by his own words, that a ruling would issue by or before January 15th. That deadline mattered, not symbolically, legally. And yet this ruling came a day late. Judges do not miss deadlines when decisions are easy. They do not delay rulings when guilt is obvious. They do not struggle when the law is clear. This delay speaks louder than any paragraph in this order. It tells you this case was not simple. It tells you acquittal was on the table. It tells you the court knew reversal risked existed. And instead of following the law, the court chose preservation of authority, of relationships, of institutional comfort. As you scroll further, you'll see repeated assurances that this ruling was content neutral. But neutrality is not declared, it's demonstrated. When enforcement begins only after criticism of federal agents, when profanity becomes disorderly only when directed upward, when cameras are tolerated until they document misconduct, that is not neutrality. That is retaliation with better grammar. This ruling tries to separate speech from conduct, pretending the two are unrelated. But protest is conduct. Journalism is conduct. Recording government officials is conduct. The First Amendment does not protect speech in a vacuum. It protects it in the real world, where cameras are held, signs are raised, voices are heard, and officials are made uncomfortable. And that is the real offense here. Discomfort. As this ruling scrolls, understand what you are witnessing. You are not watching a court explain why I was guilty. You are watching a court explain why the government should not be embarrassed. Now let me say something that may surprise you. This conviction is the best possible outcome. An acquittal here would have buried the misconduct. It would have insulated the marshals. It would have prevented review. Instead, this ruling created something far more dangerous to abuse of power. A record. A record of missing evidence. A record of ignored precedent. A record of forum manipulation. A record of speech reframed as nuisance. A record of deadlines missed and standards lowered. And records traveled. This case now leaves this courtroom. It goes to judges who were not present. Judges who do not answer to the marshals. Judges who are not invested in justifying what happened here. So I want to say this directly. Thank you, Judge Thomas LeBlanc. Thank you for putting your reasoning on paper instead of doing the easy thing. Thank you for choosing conviction over concealment. Because now the question is no longer whether I was disorderly. The question is whether the government can destroy evidence, bait citizens, criminalize journalism, and rely on judicial indulgence to escape accountability. That question will be answered. Not here. Not by one magistrate judge, but by a panel of judges who will read this ruling the same way you are right now. Slowly, carefully, and with the benefit of distance. And when they do, this ruling will not stand. Because the Constitution does not bend for convenience. It does not yield to embarrassment. And it does not disappear because federal agents demand it. Scroll on. Let the record speak. There's an article posted on WTPnews.org. www.wtpnews.org, which stands for We the People. All right? Everything has been well documented in this case. There are things that certainly need to be made privy to the public. It is my intention to do exactly that, to make sure the public gets what the public deserves. Transparency, accountability, and protection of the rights that the government has an obligation not to infringe upon. This is going to appeal. This is going to the Supreme Court. Not backing down.
Fuck bad cops. Fuck bad judges too. Fuck bad prosecutors. Fuck the feds. And to sum it all up, fuck the lying ass government. These bastards held my pre-trial conference on Monday. Never told me a fucking word about it. So shame on my attorney. And shame on the feds. Because they've known. I've said I wanted to be part of everything because everything's been so corrupt. They've destroyed evidence. They've had ex parte communication with all the federal judges before I was even charged. Fuck the police! Fuck the feds! Fuck the lying ass government! Shit is fucked up and stuff!
Shit is fucked up and stuff. I see you, Auto the Watchdog. This is a public sidewalk. I'm not leaving. All right, don't be a snitch.
Hey, the police are on the way. As I said the last time I did this, at the federal courthouse right over there, I sure hope they've had some education on wasting resources for somebody exercising their right to free speech and protest out in public.
Hey, you okay?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
All right.
All right.
Why are you hiding it?
No, I'm not.
All right.
Fuck the police! All day, every day!
All right, well.
And the lying ass government.
Keep going.
Nope, not going anywhere. Not going anywhere.
You've got the floor right here.
Well, I've got a message to send right here. This is where I want to send it. Yeah, they're not going to show up, and if they do, it's a big mistake.
Olivia, I need to know I guess an email address. I was trying to go ahead and get it printed out over here. I've got a legal demand that I need to serve on this jail, on the sheriff's department. So I guess if I can get an email address so I can send that right now, and I can go ahead and get. All right. Well, can you figure it out then?
Yeah, or only thing I could probably tell you would probably come back like 2 days when the office is open, and they could get the like an email or something like that, something you know what I'm saying? They could send an email out.
Because y'all fucked up whenever y'all did what y'all did to me. You know that, right? Y'all fucked up bad. I mean, you knew that night whenever you took me over here, you knew you were doing wrong. You knew you were booking me into this jail on no charge. That was kidnapping. And I explained that to you. You brought me here. There was no charge when y'all booked me into the jail. How do you justify booking a free citizen into jail, into a cage, and then on top of that, the torture that I went through? I don't know if you recall. I'm sure you recall because you know how painful it was. You know how I was screaming because I was literally toted by the chain of my handcuffs with it ratcheted down as just about as tight as y'all could ratchet it down. You know y'all fucked up, and I'm holding y'all to account.
I can really talk right now because I gotta get home. So,
well, I sure wish I could have gone home whenever y'all played the fucking stupid ass games that y'all played. That shit's not cool at all. How would you like to get locked into a cage on something, not even getting charged? But because you wear a uniform, it's all right. You can get away with it. You motherfuckers need to start watching what the fuck you do. Hey, I need a email address to send a legal document to. I need an email address of somebody in booking that I can send a legal demand to. Well, I think it's pretty shitty that they closed the fucking office down at noon on Friday. Who does that? Wow. It's ridiculous. But they have no problem leaving the jail open 24/7 and booking people in here on no charges, right? Hell, I know they don't. Because I can attest to it. Can I what? I'm on a fucking sidewalk. I'm not trying to be nice. Because you know what? Y'all tortured me. And I'm holding y'all to account. You tortured me. Yes. I was booked in here on no charge. I was kidnapped. And then I was tortured. I had the handcuffs that were locked down. Literally, I mean, I could feel my bones grinding. And I was intentionally ripped out of the van because I wasn't gonna participate in my own kidnapping. And I was carried by the chain of the handcuffs into booking. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's your answer? Uh-huh. Like that's a normal fucking thing? You goddamn right I've got a complaint. You're dismissed. Yeah, you sure can. I'd like an email address. I mean, the longer that you drag this out, the longer I stay here. I need an email address to send a legal demand letter. And then I'll bring a paper copy up here Monday, but I want to send the legal demand letter. Okay, but I want to get it in somebody's hands tonight. I think I will, or I'll be out here. I mean, or like y'all love to say, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. It's up to you. I'm not playing this tyrant bullshit. Y'all tortured me. You booked me into jail on no charge. I have every reason to be fucking pissed. Hey, you got a handicap pass? You got a handicap pass for that vehicle? Oh, yeah, the camera on mass destruction. Shut up, Delani. Oh, wow, you can see? Tell him I'm on a public sidewalk, Delani. Tell him I'm on a fucking public sidewalk. Snitch. Well, I guess we're about to have some contact because of a snitch calling about a guy with a camera on a public sidewalk, redressing his grievances with his government. Cry me a fucking river, pansy. Let's see who draws the short straw and gets sent out here. It should have been your ass. I'm on a fucking public sidewalk. Yeah, I'm on a public sidewalk. Your fucking bullshit ass directives don't mean shit to me. You're dismissed, motherfucker. Okay, right here, sidewalk. Right here, sidewalk, dumbass. Hey, right here's a sidewalk, dumbass. It's the only place I've been. Idiot. You're dismissed. Take your fucking ass inside. Oh, did you draw the short? We got the popo. 2 of them. So you drew the short straw tonight, huh? All right. So let me go ahead. I know y'all are going to want to know what's going on. These sons of bitches kidnapped me. They tortured me. I was August 25th. I was booked into jail on no charge. You cannot. Due process requires that in order to take a free man and lock him in a cage, there must be charges. They locked me up regardless on a hold for the U.S. Marshals because the U.S. Marshals violated my rights and broke my camera gear over me back in Lafayette and then just told them to hold me overnight. And that's what they did. But to make matters even worse, when we got here to the jail at nighttime, when Deputy Oliviet brought me here, and I warned him this was kidnapping, I wasn't going to participate in my own kidnapping. They had the handcuffs cinched down so tight on my wrist I could feel my bones grinding, and they literally lifted me up by the chain of the handcuffs and toted me inside. That's torture. I don't know if you know how bad that hurts, okay? I didn't think waterboarding was so bad. You know, just the sound of it. That's probably worse than waterboarding, to be lifted up and carried by your handcuff. So all I'm wanting, and like I keep telling you, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. All it takes is a little bit of compliance. I need an email address to send a legal demand letter to, because the traffic, I got here a little late and I couldn't get it printed off. It was kind of a last minute thing because I didn't realize that my attorney was not going to file for this particular stuff because it's part of a civil matter. I need an email address because I want to send this stuff out. Look, this guy needs to go back to eating some fucking Twinkies or something. I don't know what his deal is. I want an email address so I can send my legal demand letter. Yeah. And then I'm going to bring a physical copy by at the beginning of next week. But it's important to me to make sure that this digital copy gets into the hands of somebody today so that it officially puts the hold on this evidence. I know that's ridiculous. Yeah, because you know what? If they would just simply comply, I could have done my thing and been out of here. But now there's 4 freaking cops over here over me redressing my grievance after getting tortured and booked into jail with no charge. I know when I'm requesting. It's on the legal demand. Bull. Making threats. It's all on video. It's been live streamed. The whole thing's live streamed. That's a false report. He just made a false report to law enforcement. That is a false report he just made.
I'm with the city police, all right? The sheriff's office deputies give me a call.
I want him charged. That was a false report of a crime.
Well, I don't have any clue. Like I said, you say you have it on video, that's cool, but I don't know if what.
Okay, but because he's a law enforcement officer, that means that you just take his word right away when I'm telling you that this whole thing is live streamed. He's saying I was on their property. I've been on a public sidewalk literally the entire time. So, but you're going to take his word because he's a cocksucking damn.
The sheriff's deputy's coming. They said it was a disturbance, so we came to back her up.
A disturbance, my ass. I have a right to redress my grievances after everything that happened.
But she's not going to help you with what you need. We with the city.
I want that lying son of a bitch charged right there. No, I want him charged. I want him charged. He said that I threatened him and that I was on their property, and both of them are lies. In fact, like I said, the live stream is going, We the People News. Go there, and you can actually go back and actually watch it right now to see that he lied. That's a crime. He needs to be charged. This is We the People News. Yeah, this is the problem. Okay, bad cops they're the worst threat to a good law enforcement officer, if there is such a thing. A dirty, crooked cop like him that will lie and try to get y'all to take his back. He's a corrupt piece of shit is what he is. I want him to go back to eating a box of Twinkies and freaking do something on his official time. He lied. He made a false report to law enforcement. I got this on video. Both of the things that he told them.
What's your name?
I'm not answering questions.
So listen, what are you doing? What are you trying to do?
What is that?
Okay. Trying to get us to act out of pocket.
No.
Or out of way.
Wrong.
Correct.
Wrong.
Okay.
Do you want to know the truth? No, wrong. No, you stop talking.
Okay.
You want to know the truth?
I don't.
Shut up. Shut up then.
Okay. You were on property.
I was on a public sidewalk.
That you probably had a legal and lawful reason to be.
I was tortured by this jail, and I was booked under no charge. I didn't make any threats.
So once you started making threats,
it's all on live stream. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all listen to a lying sack of shit like him. Look at the live stream. The live stream, it's public. People are watching it. They saw. Okay, then don't take his word because he's a fuck.
but does it very much seem like you want to communicate with me? No.
Am I being detained?
You're not.
All right, have a good day. I'm not answering questions. I'm not having any kind of consensual contact. You don't want to hear the truth. You want to listen to lies, so fuck off. I'm not on the property over here. That right there is a public sidewalk. Nope. I'm sorry. That is a public sidewalk. Making threats? What, okay, what are you going off of saying that I was making threats? Okay.
Your badge is probably a lot more than your live stream.
You know what? If you motherfuckers would do your job and actually look at the video, if y'all would look at it, you would see he's a lying sack of shit and you're a corrupt sack of shit. Go fuck yourself. What is your name and badge number, actually? 2221. A name and badge number? 1044. Name and badge numbers? Vincent 67 and Rumble 141. So he told y'all the lies? No, he told them. He told them and it's on video. He told them and it's on video. He told them and it's on video. Okay, he could have still. Fuck you. Fuck you. Eat shit. Yeah. Fuck fucking dyke ass bitch. I'm not answering any more questions because, yeah, but y'all don't care about the truth. If you did, you would have. If you did, you would have shut her the fuck down.
But that's, we don't work with that. This is the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office is runs the jail. We came there, World Patriot News.
No, I have Patriot News, but We the People News. I'll go ahead and tell you. Look, you know what? Hey, immerse yourself in the truth, okay? Because that's what I publish is I back it up by truth, and it's, you know, I'm sick and tired of this shit going on where, you know, do y'all realize that it's people like her and people like him that make y'all's job more dangerous?
But you gotta think of this, that, sir, not perfect, but they're doing a job to protect everybody.
All right, let me ask you this question real quickly, okay? Do you not think that when I expose tyrants, the bad cops, that I'm saving lives with the good officers? Do you not think that there's a chance that if it weren't for people like me exposing bad people like her and like him,
But you're taking 10 minutes and you don't know what she's done. She's done
it doesn't
things out there and saved lives.
You know what? It doesn't matter. The second you turn your back and allow a crime to be committed, allow somebody's rights to be violated.
What rights of yours were violated?
I just told you. When that deputy lied and said that I was on y'all's, when that deputy, all right, let me swear an affidavit, and that way you can either take me to jail or take him.
What rights of yours were violated?
The fact that he commit, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to tell you, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to tell you right now, so shut your fucking mouth.
What right? What amendment? I'm waiting.
It's called falsely reporting a crime.
He didn't report it. You did.
Bullshit. He fucking brought you over there, and you even said that he told you that I was on y'all's property and that I was making threats. That's falsely reporting a fucking crime.
You weren't arrested, were you?
It doesn't matter. He falsely reported a crime.
No, he didn't.
You know, go fuck yourself. I ain't got a damn thing to say to you, fucking corrupt ass.
Who you need?
I need the sheriff if he's in.
You need the sheriff, like the sheriff himself, or is it a sheriff deputy?
I need the sheriff himself. I was actually the guy that was there the other day where the local police as well as the sheriff's deputy showed up outside of the St. Martin Parish Jail. What happened were major civil rights violations, and I need to speak to the sheriff about that.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer you to his secretary.
All right.
All right, sir, hold on.
Good morning, Howard Sheriff's Office.
Is the sheriff still in? What's that?
This is his assistant. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm calling actually. I need to speak to the sheriff. This is a major issue that honestly requires the sheriff's attention. This is Matthew Reardon. I was over there at the jail 2 days ago, September 19th. And the local police showed up as well as the sheriff's deputy. And what happened right there is a major thing. What happened at the jail was a major thing. Back on August 25th of this year, my camera gear was broken over me. I'm a journalist. I was outside of the federal courthouse in Lafayette. And my camera gear was broken over me by the U.S. Marshals. And I was passed off to Deputy Olivier at the hospital parking lot and told to be taken to the St. Martin Parish Jail. I told Olivier, I said, what charge am I being charged with? And he said, I don't have a charge. It's just a hold for the U.S. Marshals. I said, no, you can't do that. That's kidnapping. Due process requires that in order for you to take a free man, lock him in a cage, there has to be a charge. I told him to get a supervisor, that if he continued forward taking you to the jail, that ultimately that's putting his qualified immunity on the line. He never did. We're on the way going to the jail, and I just know that this is something horrid and dark that was set up, and we're getting close to the jail, and Olivier says, he asked me, please cooperate when we get there to the jail. And I told him, I said, I cannot participate in my own kidnapping. I have a duty and an obligation to not comply on something like that. There's no charge. Get to the jail. He calls one of the booking guards. She's a bigger black woman. And she comes out there. My handcuffed down about as tight as they could be. And they pick me up by the handcuff chain, nearly breaking my wrist. I'm screaming in pain as I was carried to the front desk of the jail. I was treated absolutely horrible in that jail. I've never seen such a just complete disregard for constitutional rights, for civil rights, and it'd be a laughable joke. I was ordered released by the judge the next day. And I feel like I know they were up to something. Well, I went back to the jail 2 days ago on the 19th because I wanted to serve a legal demand to preserve evidence. So I'm letting the county know that any video from the Sally Port, from the booking area that captured this crime being committed must be preserved. I have it in writing. What I would like is I haven't even gotten into what happened 2 days ago. That was a joke right there. My rights were violated yet again. And if I have to come back there in person, it's going to be conflictually based on the past. So I would like the county to take receipt of my legal demand to preserve evidence electronically.
I'm gonna have our legal counsel contact you. Is it this contact number 66258?
Yes.
And your name's Matthew Reardon.
Yes.
And you were arrested on August 25th by which agency?
I was kidnapped by the U.S. Marshals, and then your agents took receipt of.
This one's for the record. For every camera they smash, every right they violated, every lie they told under oath. Circle this day on your calendar 3 times a week. Let's go. Happy fuck the cops day. Say it loud, say it proper. Every badge that broke the law then hid behind the crowd. Happy fuck the cops day. Blue wall coming down, constitutional violations all across this town. They say protect and serve, but who they really protecting? Qualified immunity got them feeling like they above correction. Plant evidence in your car, lie straight to your face. Choke you out on camera, then claim they felt unsafe. Body cam malfunction right when the truth occurs. Internal investigation always gets deferred. We investigated ourselves, found nothing wrong. Meanwhile, another family singing that same sad song. Traffic stop for nothing, escalate the scene. Turn a broken taillight into a life or death dream. Reach for your license like they asked you to. Now you're on the pavement, red and white and blue. They took an oath, swore to uphold the Constitution, but the only thing they serving is their own institution. So happy fuck the cops, they for every right they stole, every cell phone smashed, every story left untold.